and then costing method and techniques. Oh, publicly streamed. All right. So we move into costing methods and costing techniques. Then part D is forecasting, budgeting, and budgetary control. Those two parts, part C and D, they carry 20% of your total score. And then the next part is the standard costing and variance analysis, which takes 15%. Then we move to performance management, which takes another 20% of the total score. With me on this course, okay, can you hear me now? Somebody said you
Yes,
cannot hear
sir.
me.
We
All
can
right,
hear
so
you,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir, I can hear you.
all right, so if you cannot still hear me, please increase the volume of your phone, or you open your OP and do what I say you should do. All right, so yes, thank you. So tonight we'll be starting. So with me on this course is my senior colleague. He was part of the people that lectured me when even me I was writing ICANN, and his name is Mr. Ubong. I don't know if he's on this call right now, but he would be taking this course with us. He would also be, he's one of the tutors for this course. Myself, and by privilege, myself and Mr. Ubong will be anchoring this course with us, this diet. All right, so that being said, let's quickly jump into the main deal of today. I want to see if we can close as soon as possible so that we won't so that Bisola will not say that I did not let her eat dinner because of me, because of me. I hope she will not say that, Bisola. Another, so they will not say, this man did not let us eat dinner. What kind of person is you? All right, so today we are starting with accounting for management. That is the first chapter of the first part of the syllabus, accounting for management. Accounting for management. So last fortnight ago, I think yesterday or so, I dropped a question on the group chat as an assignment, and I asked you, when you are presented with an information, yes, when you are presenting with an information that would demand you to take action, what questions might you ask in order to make an assessment of the value of that information that you have been presented with? So many of you gave responses, whether you copied it from ChatGPT or DeepSeek, or you used any AI tool, or you even went to Google, or there is a textbook that you consulted. Glory to God. So, but you gave responses, and yes, I was happy that at least okay, we are going to have an enjoyable ride in management accounting this diet. All right, so I think some of you here have not written management accounting in ICANN before. Or let me not say some of you, let me say all of you. So I will plead with you, kindly pay attention. I have a busy schedule, so I can't really prepare notes, but as I'll be talking, if you have the notes with you, whether your notepad or your writing materials, please take notes. Take notes. All right. Accounting for management. Accounting for management. That is the topic for today's. The first thing I'm considering is what is financial accounting, what is cost accounting. In accounting for management says you are preparing your account for the management. That's just what it means. You are preparing your account for the management. That's accounting for management. Accounting for management is this kind of account, or this fashion of account that you're preparing is for the management, not for any other person, just solely for management, solely only for management. There are different stakeholders that use the financial statements, right? There are different stakeholders that make use of the financial statement. The government is there, the stockholders, that's the shareholders. Thank you, Vitola. Yes, shareholders are there, investors are there. Yes, a lot of different stakeholders with their different interests. They make use of the financial statement. But then, one of the stakeholders that makes use of this financial statement is also the management, of the organization. They also make use of the stakeholder of the report, financial report that is being prepared by the business. So when the management is looking at the financial statement, there are things that they look at that is different from what an outsider or what the general public will be looking at. Are you following? There are things they look out to see that is different from what the general public is looking out to see in a financial statement. Financial accounting ensures that assets and liabilities of a business are properly accounted for. The financial accounting will provide information about profits, about shareholders, and other interested parties. But management accounting provides information specifically for the use of management. Are we together? Provides information specifically for the use. When information now provides you with a source from which information is drawn from two people. So basically, from that explanation, you will realize that your financial accounting is for external users. External users like tax authorities, suppliers, shareholders, customers, and even employees in some cases. But management accounting is prepared for internal users. Those are the internal managers of the business. Internal managers of the business. There are differences between financial accounts and management accounts. I'll give you a brief overview as to the difference between the both of them, between both financial accounting and management accounting. The differences between both concepts have been explained. Financial accounting is prepared in detail, over a defined period of time, and it states the affairs of the organization, whereas management account is used to aid management record. It's used to plan. It's used for controlling. It's used to guide, to control the organization's activities and help decision making very easy. And financial accounts concentrates on business as a whole. It concentrates on the business as a whole, whereas management accounts focus on specific areas of the organization's activities. In the exam, don't be surprised when the examiner is asking you, can you draw out, they will just tell you, the examiner will tell you that financial accounting ensures that assets and liabilities of a business are properly accounted for, whereas management accounting provides information for specific use of the business. They will now tell you, can you provide 5 differences between financial account and management account. Are we together? Hello, can you give me a sign that you're following me? I need thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
If you're following me. All right.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
We
you.
are with you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you put mic under your cloth? Why is your voice so loud? All right. So that's on the lighter note. So that's the first thing.
On the lighter note. So that's the first thing.
Somebody's mic is on. Can you please mute your mic?
Somebody's mic is on. Can you please mute your mic so that?
Please mute your mic so that the YouTube version will stop reading it back to us. Thank you. All right. So that is financial accounting and cost accounting information. Those are the major differences between financial accounting and management accounting. Cost accounting and management accounting are Ademide, you cannot see my screen because I am not sharing my screen. I want you to be attentive. I want you to jot. And forgive me for that. I've had a very, very busy run from the weekend, so I did not really have the time to sit down and start crafting notes and all. But I want you to jot. I want you to be attentive to what I'm saying. Yes. So when you hear in management accounting, you start hearing somebody say, I'm a cost accountant. I'm a management accountant. Yes, they can be different, but those terms are often used interchangeably. It's not correct to do so. Cost accounting is a part of management accounting. Cost accounting provides a bank of data for the management accountants to use. Cost accounting will provide a bank of data for the management accountant to use. So cost accounting is concerned with preparing statements that like budgets, like the costing document. In some organizations, they call it cost sheets. Yes. Then cost accounting is also concerned with cost data collection. It is concerned with applying cost to inventory, to products, to services. And don't forget that cost accounting, management accounting is particularly found in manufacturing industries. You are producing something, you are manufacturing something, you are producing a service. Then you cannot do but find a cost accounting or a cost accountant there. So cost accounting is the gathering of information and its attachment to cost objects. In the course of this syllabus, you will be introduced to the meaning of cost objects. Cost objects. You'll be introduced to what it means, and then the various types of cost objects that exist. So basically, cost objects are objects of cost. They are things that you spend money on. They are things that takes cost from you. So, but in the course of this syllabus, write it down somewhere. You'll be exposed to the in-depth meaning of cost objects. All right. So cost accounting, like I said, is concerned with gathering cost-related information for the use of the management accountant. Then, whereas management accountant is concerned with using that financial information. Please give me a moment, please. Oh, sorry. Who missed me? I have to quickly attend to an emergency. Sorry. So that is cost accounting for you. So management accounting, like I said, is concerned with using the information that is communicated from cost accountants and then communicating the same information to users. So management accounting is the application of the principles of accounting and financial management to create, protect, and preserve and increase the values of shareholders for profits and for non-profit enterprises both in the public and private sector. So management accounting is a very, very interesting field of accounting where you can major in as a career person in your career. So management accounting is a very, very interesting topic that you will see this, unlike financial accounting. Oh, okay, thank you, Babatunde. Just that I will find you for that one. So management accounting is the application of principles. Management accounting is the application of principles of accounting and financial management to create, protect, preserve, and increase value for the shareholders of profit and not for profit enterprises, both in the public and private sector. Yes, I can do you a favor and drop you the explanation, the definition for you in a on the group chat later on. So, like I said, management accounting is the application of principles. Is the application of principles. Is the Okay, so management accounting is the application of principles of accounting and financial management to create, protect, preserve, and increase value for the shareholders of profit and not-for-profit enterprises in the public and private sectors. That is the meaning of cost of management accounting. So when you see a cost account, the aims of cost account is to look at how much is the value of the goods that we have produced. What is the cost? This item that we have produced, what is the cost? What is the cost of this department? What is the cost that the audit department is incurring? What is the cost that the production department is incurring? What are the revenues that have been received, that has been realized? What is the profitability of a product or of a service, whether your business is rendering service, your business is rendering product, is selling a product? What is the profitability of that product? They do segment by segment profitability analysis. Then those are the things that the management accounting does. And then they make decision as to the selling prices of items. They look at the value of inventories, whether your raw materials, your semi-finished goods. Yes, in some other materials, they will call it work in progress. Sometimes they call it work in semi-finished goods. Those are goods that they are no longer in their raw material state, but they are still not in the finished goods state. So they are semi-finished goods. They can be used. The production of them has gone to a certain level. Then management accounting will look at the future cost and the cost that will be incurred on a particular product. So that is the meaning of cost accounting, of management accounting, and financial accounting, looking into the differences between each of all these items, looking into the differences between each of all these items. Let us quickly go into planning, controlling, and decision making. Planning, controlling, and decision making. What is planning? What is planning? Planning. Bisola, can you tell us, Mrs. Bisola? Sorry, I'm addressing Mrs. as on first name basis. What is the meaning of planning? Hello, can you hear me?
Is it my own Bisola? Yes, I can hear
you.
Okay, I would say planning is a step-by-step approach, or like a laid out step-by-step approach to get something done.
Okay. Agbu Blessing, can you tell us your own version of planning?
Okay, so planning is actually a process to doing something, an outline process to getting something done.
Okay. All right, so that won't be like as if I'm calling only the female. Brian Oluwasegun, what is your own version of planning? Hello. What is your own version of planning? All right, any guy should respond. What is your own version of planning? How do you define planning?
Planning is deciding on a course of action to reach a desired outcome.
Planning is also a process of setting up.
All right, thank you very much. Your contributions are already noted. You can please mute your mic. All right, so planning is all about establishing objectives and selecting the appropriate strategy to achieve the objective. Your objective is to pass MA this diet, right? That is your objective. You want to pass MA this diet, whether it is the only paper that you have left or you have other papers that you are still writing alongside MA, but your objective is to pass MA this diet. Is that correct? Yes. Now, the next thing is, how do you now pass MA? What are the appropriate strategies that can help you achieve your objective? And one of those strategies is to being in class at this moment. Are we getting it? That is planning. So when it comes to planning, planning involves, like I said, establishing objectives. When the objective is established, the objective is the aim or the goal of an organization or for individual. And please also know that objective, goals, aims can be used interchangeably, but there is something that you cannot mix with them. It's called strategy. Strategy is a possible course of action that might enable you to achieve your objectives. Your objective can still be your goal. Your objective can still be your aim, what you want to achieve. For every organization, their objective is to make profit. That is for profit-oriented organizations. Profit-making organizations, their objective is to make profits. While those who are not for profit organizations, their objective is to do what is to provide whatever services that they render to the public. That is the objective. So there are either profit-making organizations or non-for-profit organizations. But whatever it is their objective, that is the aim, that is the goal, that's what they wake up every day to achieve. How they will now achieve that goal is the strategy, is the course of action that will be employed. All right, so making profit organizations or profit-making organizations, their primary objective is to maximize profit for their owners. And then the secondary objective can now be to increase the output of their goods or services. But the primary objective is to get profit for their owners. And then objectives in an organization might include one or more of the following: maximize profit, maximize shareholder value, minimize cost, maximize revenue, increase market share. Those are the various objectives that organizations can set for themselves. The same way you have set to yourself to achieve this objective of passing MA, and you have been following it by being in class, by reading books, by doing assignments, and at the end of the day, it forms your goals and your strategy. Strategy and organizational culture. There are two schools of thought that provide links between strategy and organizational culture. The first school of thought says structure follows strategy. Structure follows strategy. The second one says strategy follows structure. But whatever it is that you are going to be writing about in the ICANN exams, you must understand the meaning of strategy, the meaning of structure, the meaning of strategy, the meaning of structure. But for the purpose of management accounting, just know that there is a link between strategy and structure of the organizations. ICANN will not be asking you in the exam to defend the school of thoughts. Structure follows strategy, strategy follows structure. No. But you as a management accountant, you must be aware that there is a link between strategy and the structure of an organization, the strategy and the structure of an organization. I'd like to explain that a little bit further. If the strategy of the organization is to minimize cost, you will see that the structure will be, they can be putting one person to do the job of 4 people. Do you understand? If they're just a welfare organization, they can say one person should be doing the work, they can say 4 people should be doing the work of 1 person because they just want to pay people money. But if they are to make profit, they will make sure that 1 person is doing the work of 2 people. And so by so doing, they minimize cost, they maximize revenue. Are we getting it? That is the link between, that's an example of the link between strategy and structure. So planning can be long-term, it can also be short-term. Planning can be long-term, it can also be short-term. The difference between each of all those things is in their periods. It's in their periods. Short-term is around a year. Long-term are typically 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. In the public sector accounting classes today, the lecturer was mentioning medium-term, MTEF, medium-term expenditure framework. And they were asking, how do you define a document as a medium-term expenditure framework? It is a document that is just like your normal budget, but instead of running within one financial cycle, This one can run for 3 financial cycles, 5 financial cycles. Most of the MTS we have in this part of the world are 3 years major, and like that. So this kind of document, now that is what differentiates an MTF from an ordinary budget. That is what differentiates, and that is the same thing for planning. So we have long-term planning and we have short-term planning. But planning is done in 3 stages. Planning is done in 3 stages. Planning is done in 3 stages. We have the strategic planning. Don't forget that in management, there are 3 levels of leadership, 3 levels of management. The same thing with planning. We have the strategic, we have the tactical, we have the operational. The pyramid is like a triangle. The small top there is strategic, the one in the middle is tactical, and the one below is called operational. It's called operational planning. All right, so control is part of the things that management accountant does. Management accountant does the planning. Management accountant, the report that you prepare, the account that you prepare is used for control. Control is all about saying, okay, this is what we want to do. We will not spend more than so amount on producing these items. The budget that we have set up, we want to make sure that the budget achieves its aim. That is controlling. Controlling is all about making sure that the performance organization is set out in detailed plan, and then you compare it with actual performance of the organizations on regular basis to make sure that there is no deviations. To make sure there are no deviations. And once any deviation is identified, necessary actions are taken to correct it before it does serious damage to the organization's future success. That is controlling for you. Controlling is done with heavy reliance on information. You cannot control when there is no information. So controlling is done with the aid of proper information. And that is one of the many things that the management accountant does. Accounting for management. All right, so the next set of things that the management accountant does is called decision making. Decision making is done at all levels of the organization, whether at operational level, at tactical level, or at the strategic level, which is at the top. Decision making is done. Everybody makes decision. Even you can decide to leave this class and everyone will not fall. Do you understand? You can decide to stay in this class to the end of the class. Nothing will happen. That doesn't mean that I will do giveaway. No. It is a decision to stay in the class. Adedamola, you have started again. It is your decision to stay in the class and you are staying by it. So, decision making is good. It is called a decision when there is a choice. Hello, are you following? It's called a decision where there is a choice. I said, okay, someone is asking me to come in for the control definition of control. I said that controlling, I didn't really give a definition for controlling, but I said that controlling involves ensuring that the plans of the organizations, the operational plans of the organizations are well detailed, and then it is compared with the actual performance of the organization on a regular basis, so that any deviation is spotted and addressed promptly. Do you understand? So plan controlling is making sure that this is what we want to achieve, and this is where we are. This is where we are going. This is where we are. Why are we not where we are going to? Then that is a deviation. That deviation is quickly noted and corrected before it does another level of damage to the business. And sometimes this damage takes much more time to correct. So there are different steps in decision making. The step 1 to 4 contains of planning. What is step 1 to 4? Step 1 is you identify your goal. Your goal is to pass MA, this diet, right? That's step 1. Step 2 is you identify the opportunities which might contribute to achieving them. What are the solutions? What are the opportunities that might contribute? The opportunity is you register with Apex. You start attending Apex lectures. Good. Step 3 is you collect, analyze relevant data about each alternative. Number one alternative is you have to pass. Number two alternative is you will not pass. So then you start gathering information as to why you want to pass the alternative that you choose. You start gathering information about it. Oh, there is a lecture center online. Oh, there is a lecture center physically that you can use to achieve your own aims. And like that, and like that, and like that, you are levels ahead. Then the next one is you make a choice. You make a choice. Um, uh, you make a choice of from the alternatives that you have. All those stages are still called planning. Then the choice you make, you implement it. That leads you now to the second stage, which is controlling. Controlling is you obtain data from the actual results, you put in the work, and then you compare results. If by the time this diet is, by the time we are half into the diet, say for example, um, when we get to how do I call it? What month are we? We are in Tamila Rachid. Please mute your mic. Thank you very much in advance. All right, so we are in July. Let's say by the time we get to September, where your exams is barely 1 month or 2 months away. Your exams is barely 1 month or 2 months away. All right, yes, you couldn't hear anything, Adedemola, because I had a call. Oh, Christ. If your mic is muted, if your mic is open, please mute your mic. Two of us cannot be talking. Oh, yes, I'll find you. Yes, so back to what I was saying earlier. When we are now in September, when we are already neck deep into the diet, you can now make an analysis. You can now compare your standard versus actual. So you plan to pass the diet, and this is where you are in the diet exams. I guess you know, this is how far I have gone. I plan that for some of you who are new resolution, and your new resolution is to buy a house before the end of the year, or your new resolution is to buy land in Lekki before the end of the year. Now, better please mute your mic, please. Thank you. But yes, if your mic is muted, sorry, if your mic is on, please mute your mic. Yes. Back to what I was saying. So when the for some of you who have plans to, like Bisola now, she's planning to buy Venza before the end of the year. So and Venza currently now costs certain amount of million naira, and you now say, okay, maybe Venza costs 50 million. And this is July, 50 million that you want to raise for a year. How much have you raised? How much have you not raised? You now compare your plan versus actual, and you make a decision. You now evaluate what you are going to be doing. That is part of the things that we do in management accounting. Also, one of the other things that we do is under the management accounting is to is strategic planning. I've talked about plannings. I've talked about tactical management, and I've talked about control. All right. So, management control system. Management control system are measures which organizations put in place to correct the performance of activities of subordinates in order to make sure that the organizations that the objective of the organizations are being met and that the plans devised to attain them are being carried out, so that somebody will not come and one subordinate will not come and say their own is different and they start going AWOL, they start going out AWOL. No, these are plans put in place, and one of those plans put in place is performance evaluation. At the end of the year, your performance is measured, and that is also a control measure. It's a control function where at the end of the year, your performance is measured. You'll be given some ratings. If you are going to be promoted, you will know. If you are going to be brought the opposite of promotion, if you are going to be demoted, you will know. If your performance is still it needs improvement, you will know from there. Now there are basic elements of management control system. One of them is planning. The other one is recording. Next is carry it out. Those things that you planned and you recorded, you carry it out, and then you compare results, you evaluate, and then you take corrective actions where necessary. So that takes us back to the question I asked in the assignment I gave you about information. What are the types of information? Like I said earlier, that management has 3 levels. We have the strategic, tactical, and operational. And each of these levels have things that are attached to them. There is information at each of these levels. So information can be viewed from these 3 perspectives. You have strategic information. Those are the information that operates at the higher level. Information that comes out from the boardroom. We have tactical information. Those are middle levels. Middle level informations, and we have the operational level information. Those ones are for frontline managers. Those are the yes, your supervisors, your frontline managers, and so on. Those are the information that comes from there. Is the operational operational information. Operational information. So far, so good. We've been able to consider the meaning of financial accounting, the differences between them, and the cost accounting and management accounting. We looked at control and decision making. Let me quickly explain a bit more on information. Information. Sometimes we consider something, we call something data. I wrote a piece on LinkedIn, I think last week, if not, if I recollect correctly, about data in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. When data relates to the meaning of data, when people, SAP users, when they talk about data, what they mean, what do they talk about as data? I think I wrote a small piece about it on LinkedIn. It's there. So data is information. They are the raw materials that you process. Data relates to facts, data relates to events, data relates to transactions. There are many things that you can refer to as data. There are many things that you can refer to. But then information is the data that has been processed. Are we together? Those are the difference between data and information. The information is data that has been processed. It has been processed in such a way that it will be meaningful to the person who is receiving it. Just like the same way I'm talking now, and you are listening to it and you are understanding me, that is, it becomes an information for you. If it is not presented in a way that it can be useful for you, it is just a data. Do you understand? It's just a data. Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. It's data. But if it is not useful to you, it's not an information. Trump is the president of the US. It's data. Is it useful to you? It becomes information. Do we understand? So when it's presented in a way that is useful, then it becomes an information. So information sometimes referred to as the processed data. You can refer it as the processed data, and then you can. So when researchers conduct market research, they ask for data. They call people. They release questionnaires. Some of us even go ahead and getting, we call it secondary data. When for researchers, we call it two types of data: primary and secondary. Primary is the one you get through questionnaire direct from the source. Secondary is data that has been processed as an information, but you need to rework on it so it becomes a data. So information can now become a data for you at that point. Do you understand? Information now becomes for you a data for you at that point. So when you are given an information and you want to compare that, you want to look at, is this information good? That's the assignment I gave earlier. There are things you can check. The mnemonics for that is accurate. Accurate means A. You know what is the spelling for accurate? Can somebody drop the spellings of accurate for me on the group chat? Spell accurate for me on the group chat. On the chat box here, not on the WhatsApp group, on the chat box here. Accurate. Write it in capital letter now. It's mnemonics. It's the short form or abbreviation for what we want to use. The first word there is what? Hello. Yes, I've seen you. I've seen you. A there means accurate. It must be what? A there means accurate. Accurate. It must be accurate. The next one there is what? C, right? Hello.
Yes, I see.
Yes, A there is accurate. So if you are writing down, all of you giving me thumbs up. My head is swelling. Just means I'll collect plenty data today. Anyway, the next one there is complete. It must be complete. That's the C there. It must be complete. It must not be necessary. It's not overflow. When it becomes too much, it's called information overload, right? So it must be complete, not short, not excess, but complete. Then the next C there is must be cost effective. It must be cost effective. It's not the data that will ask you to go and bring your 1 month salary for something that is not worth it. So it must be cost effective. That's the second C there. Then the U there is what? It must be understandable. It must be what? Understandable. Hello. Who is listening to me? U there is what? It must be understandable. It must be understandable. When somebody is getting the information that you are passing across to whoever that is using it, they must be able to understand, decode, make sense of what you are giving to them. It must be understandable, and then it must be relevant. That's the R there. It must be what? Relevant. Damilare, what are you following? All right, so it must be relevant, and then sorry, it must be relevant to the decision that's being made. You cannot be telling me that if I'm asking you, I need the name of the president of Nigeria, and you are mentioning Yaradua. Come on now. Come on. Are you getting me? So it must be what? Relevant to the decision being made. Some of you don't even know the meaning of relevant. Let me get okay. Some of you, you'll be discussing something that is so important. You don't know the best way to contribute. You'll be saying, my God. Are you getting me? Now you are covering your lack of relevant response with those with those gestures. Oh, oh, is that relevant to the topic we discussed? No. Well, sometimes yes. Well, maybe you are blushing, but then information must be relevant. If Azam Falila, drop down your hand. That hand that you're raising is on your own. Put your question on the chat box. It must be relevant. Then the next one is what? After her, what's the next one?
A.
A is it must be accessible. It must be accessible. Yoruba will say that if you want to lie, you will say your witness is in Chicago. Sorry, I should know I've used Chicago. It's in some way. Yes. So if you want to, information must be accessible. The information that you are releasing or you are working with or you are banking on must be accessible. It must be able to be communicated by the appropriate channel, whether you print it out or you can send it electronically or wherever. Yeah, it must be accessible. Then the next thing is T. It must be timely. It must be what? Hello.
Timely.
It must be timely. Yes, it must be timely. It must be timely. And the last thing, who can guess? The last E there. Who can guess? Who can guess?
Effective.
Efficient.
Ayojo.
Efficient.
Efficient.
Efficient. Okay.
Effective
Don't mention obedience
must
there.
be
Exclusive.
What's it? DJ exclusive.
easy.
Examinable.
Hey, my God. Who is doing that baby grammar there?
Easy.
Excellent.
Hey, you see now. Excellent. All right. Oh, it's accessible. Who is asking that? So the next thing there is it must be
Examine.
okay. Examination. It must be easy to use.
Must be
Must
easy. I
be
said
easy.
I said it that
You said it, so you wanted to say it. Which one? Or somebody said what you want to say.
I said it.
All right. So it must be easy to use. Those are the characteristics. So when you are given an information like that and you want to ask questions to determine the value of the information, the question you ask are just seven. Number one, what is the information provided? Two, what is it used for? Three, who is using it? Four, how often is it used? Are you getting what I'm saying? Then the next thing is, does this weight, this frequency it is being used, is it coincidence? Or what's causing it? And then you look at what is achieved by using it. What do you achieve when you use the information? When you use the information, what do you achieve? Do you understand? Then what other relevant information could be used instead? Is there a substitute? Is there a replacement? So information is very key, is very important. Information is very key. Whether you are looking for a job or you are already in the job, you stay connected to information. As a management accountant, information helps you to solve problem. Information helps you to solve problem. Information helps you to make decision. Information helps you to control, to save costs, to achieve your objectives. So there are different informations that is needed. One of them, majorly three or two. One of them is you need financial information. The other one is non-financial information. Financial information has to do with the pricing, the volume, or whatever it is that relates to the finances of the organization. Non-financial information involves the effect of employee morale on provision of canteen, for example, canteen activities. Maybe your business, your company where you're working for, they want to provide staff bus. Whether it will boost your morale or not, it is an information that will be determined, but these are information that are not financially inclined. And we have information that are both combined to them. Combined, it is some. If you look at it from one angle, it is financial. If you look at it from another angle, it is not financial. I'll get something. So those are the various forms of information that we have and the various types of qualities of informations that are available, that are available, that are available. So by so doing, we've been able to oh, sorry for that break. Sorry for that break. So we've been able to look at decision making, planning. We've been able to look at information. We've been able to look at management accounting, the differences between management accounting, and so on and so forth. All right. So we've been able to look at cost accounting and the like. So let us look at the last part here: cost accounting information and decision making. Cost accounting information and decision making. Thank you, Bill Olayemiko. That E is not correct though. E is not efficient. The last E says easy to use. Easy to use. That's the last E there. So go and change it. Accurate, complete, cost effective. It's not considering, no. It's not considering. It's cost effective. then U is understandable, R is relevant, A is accessible, T is timely, E is easy to use. You can drop these things, all of you, all these comments that you are putting here, go and drop it on the WhatsApp group so that whoever that is in class today will know that, it will pepper them. All right, so back to that part, back to what we were doing before we progress to whether we are writing accessible or not. Okay, so all decision making is concerned with the future, so there will always be some degree of uncertainty surrounding the possible outcomes of a decision. Information for making decisions should therefore be incorporate on uncertainty. So in some way, which means that it can never be risk-free. Do you understand? If an attempt to incorporate uncertainty is made, information should be made more suitable for decision making, but can never be risk-free. So there is always an idea of risk. There is always an element of risk in the information that is being provided, that is being used by the management accountant. It's being provided and being used by the management accountant. Are we together? Let me see your thumbs up. Okay. So I will drop I will try and see. Now we are close to the end of the class. Mr. Toko, if you're there, please stop recording. Okay, let me see if I can stop recording. Okay, Akinsola Aishat, please give me your question. Give me your question, yes. Give me your question. What's your question? Your hand was up. What's your question? Hello. Your hand was up. What's your question? Okay, so in the absence of none, I will send some practice questions for us in the course of the week or whenever I am asked. I'll send some practice questions to us that you can go through and practice. Please, whenever I drop any assignment on the group chat, kindly take it serious, attend to it. You never know which one ICANN will set for your exams, which one ICANN will set for your exams. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. Oh, Damilare Rashid, what's your question?
Good evening. The question is, what is the difference between finance and budgeting?
Hello, I cannot hear you. Yeah, I could. Can you type your question on the group, on the chat, on the group chat, WhatsApp group chat? So I'll pick it up from there.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, good evening, sir.
I'm hearing you. Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Mr. Dauda, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, you made mention of accurate. The word accurate is under what?
Accurate is one of the characteristics of information. Are you clear? Can you hear me? Accurate is a characteristic of information. Please mute your mic if you're not talking. Esther Bassi, please mute your mic. All right, so accurate is one of the characteristics of information. And Mr. What's your name? You asked what's the difference between finance and cost budgeting. What's the difference between finance and cost budgeting? What's the meaning of finance? Let's start from there. Cost budgeting, we know, is like putting an estimation to costs. Yes, but what is finance? Maybe if you understand that, then you can now pick it up from there. So finance, is it financial accounting or management accounting? I think I gave the definitions, the differences between both already, and then finance and cost budgeting. So first is you understand the meaning of finance, and then compare it to the cost. Business finance. Business finance is all about the various options to fund your business. To finance finance is providing money for your business, So business finance is how do you fund your business. So business finance, when you talk of business finance, what comes to mind is funding. The working business will keep on going, and they will not lack funds to operate. But when it comes to cost budgeting is saying this is what we produce, or this is the service we have rendered. How much does it take us to render that service? Don't forget that every item you produced, there are 3 or 4 things that you put into place. Number one is there is the raw material part of it. There is the activity. The activity there is maybe the labor, the machine, the power. There is the overhead that is attributable to it, and there is this process, the process cost of doing that particular thing that you have produced or the service you have rendered. I hope that is clear for Mr. All right. If there's any other question, please drop it on the group chat.
You made mention of to identify, then evaluate, and then implement. Is it still under decision making, or just planning itself? I didn't really get that part.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, sir, I didn't get you. Said what, sir?
Identifying your goals, planning, they are all stages in decision making.
Yes, I've gotten it, sir.
Yes, thank you. Any other question, please drop it on the WhatsApp group chat. Every other question should be taken to the WhatsApp group chat. Thank you very much. Allow me to go and make my dinner. Thank you very much for your time. It's been wonderful. The next time we'll meet is maybe Wednesday, and hopefully we'll have something more to say from there. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, all those are on the call. Let's call it a night. Yes, so dinner, I'm just going to make it. All right, take care of yourself.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye,
Bye.
Thank you, sir.